All right then. Oh well.
That's like 50.
If niggas can't act right, I don't want to have a kid with him. What the fuck?
So you'd be happy not having children?
Yeah, that's not my main goal in life.
It is.
No, I could adopt a child and still have a family.
You're not adopting.
Why not?
You adopting?
Why not?
You don't
If I don't
like
find a nigga before I, yeah.
You should. If you don't find a nigga.
I'm still young. I'm 24.
Yeah,
right.
you're
I still
very
have 10
young.
years.
What's the peak
before.
pregnancy years?
Way
Like
more
27 to
time.
29?
It's
All right,
actually
but that's not up to me.
it's
It's
actually
up
right
to-
now at 24 is her peak
Really?
years right now.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I haven't
that's the
found a
peak
guy
years.
who's worthy enough to have my child. So
So you're not
Find a
taking
good
any
father
accountability
first.
for having a
for
child?
having a what?
For having a child, you're not taking any accountability for yourself?
I mean,
You're
I
putting all the
haven't
blame
found
on
a
somebody
person,
else.
but that's not just my fault.
Oh.
How much blame are you putting on yourself?
Is giving insecure vibes.
Honestly, not. It's the opposite of insecure. I don't want to give a nigga who's not worthy that much control of my life.
Is giving ego.
Okay.
Big ego.
It's giving.
All right. So the question is simply when do you?
Worthiness, like,
All right. So when do you want to
value.
have kids for you? What age?
Well, for me, it's important to have a father first, but
And the mic.
I guess today is, I mean, a lot of people has kids with 40. I mean, they
Oh, shit.
live a lot and they, I mean, yeah, my
What is the problem with
grandmother
that
has
age?
well,
99
the-
years old and
Okay.
she is still perfect. So I guess
Yes.
I have a good genes. It's depend of you like lifestyle is. If you're healthy,
Here we
if you
go.
do sports, if you're like I mean, I feel young. I don't feel like my age, and I think I could be mom even past in the 40s.
Okay. Well, that's
As soon as I feel like energetically and like
that's cool that you feel great, but the reality is at 35, it's considered a high risk pregnancy. So
Yeah.
your chances of you bringing a kid, most like 90% plus of your eggs are gone by the time you're 35. That's the truth. Biology.
Why
Why
90%? That's
Yes.
a high percent. You sure that's it?
Yes.
I
Yes.
just have something
Wow.
to say.
I
I
meet
feel
a
like
lot
this
of people-
generation
Oh, here
is
we go.
worried about the wrong things.
What should we be worried about then? Go ahead.
All right, you shouldn't have a kid with a person you don't see yourself with a future with.
Nobody said that.
All right, but a lot of women have kids to trap a nigga,
for
vice versa.
stability, the stability,
Or like a lot of
economically.
guys nutting a girl to
mentally.
trap her.
Not
Be
really.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's all the way around.
You said not really? What
Like
do you mean
Brittany
the other way
Renner.
around?
Having kids is
Didn't
not
she
like
have, like,
a
nothing
game.
for
It's
kids?
Guys do
something-
get women pregnant on purpose to make them sit down. That
But
is.
the reality is that men can't force you to have the kid, though. You have pretty
True.
much 100% autonomy over if the child is born or not.
Yeah.
And if you live in a state where abortion is illegal, you can clearly drive to another one and get an abortion.
That's
All right, but sometimes that's their
if you have the
belief.
funds for that.
Even if it's
What?
like not the nigga who they want, it's their belief.
To the mic.
It's a bad
It's
thing.
it's accountability. If you have 100% control over if the baby, if you have it or not, whose fault is it if the baby's born?
But if you have your baby,
Hold on, let her answer.
No, wait, repeat that.
Okay, if you have 100% control of whether you abort the baby or not, whose fault is it if the baby's born and you didn't want to have a baby?
All right, but it's still their belief
Answer the
that
question,
it's
whose
wrong.
fault?
It's wrong to abort the baby.
Okay,
Even
but
if
again,
they don't like the baby father,
okay,
it's wrong in their mentality.
okay, but again,
to abort
going
it.
back to accountability, who picks and chooses?
Right.
Both of y'all.
Not
No.
really.
He nutted in you,
No,
so
but the man-
both of y'all.
The man has zero pregnancy choice. The woman chooses if the kid is born.
I mean, the body is the one.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, it's very
I
simple.
get what you're saying.
If you
I
get
what you're saying.
pregnant
No, I
and the
get what
guy
you're
says, "I
saying.
want to keep the kid," and you're like, "No," you can have the abortion. Fuck what he thinks, and vice versa.
No, I get what
Men
you're
have
saying.
zero reproductive rights. Women have all the reproductive rights.
Maybe you shouldn't have kids.
No, actually, you guys have them now because
Who,
they're
me?
banning
I'ma
abortion.
have
So
Well,
not
I mean,
Sounds like you got
they're
it.
banning abortion. I mean, there's
some rights
50%.
to our uterus.
50% of the United States is still
Hold on.
pro-abortion, so
Hold up.
you can travel.
Rita's being a little quiet over there. Like she gotta speak up. Like,
Well,
I'm
she's
waiting for
next.
them.
Yeah,
No,
she's
she's
next. Go ahead.
Gosh.
Yeah. So, at what age do you want to have kids, if any?
I don't want any kids.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I'm 29 now, so I
Oh,
guess
shit.
when I'm 32.
When you're 32?
Because I want to have two. So like
When
you
most
said,
of your eggs are gone?
Oh my god.
she got enough eggs. Let's just say that.
How do you
Well,
know that?
biologically speaking, that she will not have a lot of eggs.
All right, but you don't know that.
What the?
So how do you know that? What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean,
What are you talking
None of
about?
us know. None of
Bruh.
us know.
Girls just argue to argue. You
You
notice
just
this
say
shit?
stuff,
They just
bro.
argue to argue.
No,
no,
100%
ideally,
none of us
like
know.
in the perfect world, I would have wanted my first kid when I was 25. But it's just like she said, like if you're not with the right person, like you're not gonna have a kid with a
It's
random
not
person.
realistic. Yeah.
Okay, what are y'all doing to find the right person?
Oh,
I mean,
Not
Someone mature enough
I
to
was
have
in a
a kid.
5-year relationship, but like I was engaged and everything, but it just didn't work out. I don't know.
Happy birthday. Happy Now back to the end.
I'm in my peak pregnancy age right now.
How old are you right now? How old are you?
I'm 24.
All right, he said,
Ooh,
you're
you
young.
baby.
You said, what are we doing
Yeah, when I have
to
kids.
ensure
No,
that
for sure.
we're
No,
finding the right
How old are
person?
you?
You said, what are we doing?
Yes.
I'm not doing anything. I'm working on myself.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Good.
I'm securing myself.
So you're not doing
For what?
anything to find the right person.
No, I feel like that would come
All right.
naturally.
Yeah. So you don't have to do
I'm
anything.
not focused on that.
Just out of curiosity, describe your ideal man, your dream man.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Here we go.
Yeah, should we pull up the calculator?
Honestly,
Pull up the calculator real quick, Chris.
I just feel like someone who matches my energy.
Oh, here we go. No, we need actual. Hold on.
What do you mean?
We need actual tangibles. What is the bare minimum height that you want him to be? We're gonna
Yo,
build your dream man right now.
I promise you, I don't have a preference in height. I know some
At all?
niggas. Some niggas are like, oh, they gotta be 6
Okay,
feet,
give me a bare minimum then.
1 inch taller than me. Because
Okay,
I've been
which
with
is
a
what?
nigga. I've
Which is
dated a
what?
nigga who's 1 inch taller than
Okay,
me.
which is
I'm
what?
5'6", so
Okay.
he gotta be at least.
So here's a
Sex is
calculator right here. Build a man
important.
calculator real fast. All right, how much income does you want per year?
Yo, I don't give a.
You don't care how much money they make?
Yo, honestly,
Come on, man. Keep it 1,000. How much does he got to make? This is your dream guy,
yo, I the same as me.
which is
40.
okay. You'll did it. Okay, so 40K per year. All right, what's the age range?
Yo, I don't have a preference in any of this shit. If I vibe with you, yo, I promise you. If you look
So
at
he
my
can be
roster of
75.
niggas I've dated, he could be 75. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna say up to 35.
From what to
No.
what to 35?
The maximum 35.
Okay, but what's the minimum?
Minimum.
18?
I'm 24, so maybe
24?
20, 23.
Okay. Race, black, white, Asian,
I
Hispanic.
don't have a preference. If I
Okay,
vibe
so
with you, I
equal
vibe with you.
opportunity. Okay. All right. Height, bare minimum. We said 5'5".
5'7".
I said
She's
5'8".
5'7".
Okay,
No,
yeah.
she said 5'6". You said 1 inch tall. That's 5'7".
No. I said 5'8".
All right. Give her the 5'8".
Technically, I'm 5'6" and a half.
Do you care if he rents or owns?
No.
Okay. What's the schooling?
What do you mean, like their highest degree?
Yeah.
She don't
Whatever is on there.
Oh my God.
Yo, what? Yo.
care. Wow, this is the
All
best
right,
building
all
I've ever
right,
seen.
all
This is
right.
90% of guys, yo.
All right.
Yo, chat, you got a
Obese?
chance.
I'm gonna say no,
Oh,
only
wow.
because I used to be fat, but I worked on myself.
Word.
Okay.
So no,
And you gonna turn down a fat man
Can
and
he,
you
can
used
he
to
be married?
no.
Okay.
No.
If I'm not married, no.
Can he
And
be
you
in a
don't care-
relationship?
What'd
Well,
you say?
Can he be in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
If I'm not in a
schooling.
relationship, no.
You don't care about the schooling, you said?
No.
Why
Okay.
not? That
All right.
is important.
Let's hit find out
No.
then.
You could be successful
Is it
and not have
really
yet
that?
finished
There's
college.
benefits
You
after
need
school.
an intelligent man in
Yeah,
your
but
life.
high school
Oh,
is
let's see. Let's see.
This is like
giving
50
cat
Come on,
food.
baby.
It's giving
You have
cat
to
food.
All
start.
right, cool.
Funny as hell.
Okay. So she scored 3 cat bags out of 5. This is good. So you got an actual chance of finding that guy. All right, cool. Fantastic.
I think the no education part played a big
2022.
factor in that one.
Well, also the
It's
40K.
income. Yeah,
Also the
it's
40K. The
No,
income,
we're
that helped a lot.
just gonna match my energy, honestly. Like,
Yeah, okay.
the
All right. Okay. Somebody else. You said something about age. Why is it age is a problem?
Yes, what is the problem with the age?
Because nobody likes old women.
Excuse me.
What's wrong with women? It's just a number.
For you, what
If
is
you have
happening?
a-
Okay, so that is my next question.
I mean, okay, ladies, you guys are probably not gonna like this, but there's a reason why they call the store Forever 21 and not Forever 31.
all right, but
That's the truth.
there's some ladies at
Here we
this
go.
table
agree
that
with
are
that.
over 25. You would have never guessed it.
Okay.
Yes.
Again,
You would have never guessed
ladies. I'm speaking from a male perspective. Men are attracted to a couple of things: youth, beauty, fertility, and chastity. Not being a slut. This is what men have been attracted to since the beginning of time. If you leave a man to his own devices, universally across different countries, cultures, age groups, etc., men want
right.
women between 18 to 24. That is typically what they want. Now, does that mean that a woman's 31 or 36 not attractive? No. But what I am saying is that you're never going to be able to compete with yourself when you were 26 versus when you were 21. That's the truth.
Obviously, because our mentality is not the same that the 20s girls.
All right, I got a question.
I think
What does that have to do with anything?
Our mentality.
I got a question.
Men don't care about your mentality. They want a young, attractive girl.
So if
That's
you
what
were,
it is.
let's say
And
you were
that's why
vibing with
you're
a woman, you liked
And I
her
have
look,
31.
you liked her vibe, and then you found out she was 35. is that a turnoff? Or
I would not commit to that
35
girl.
is still a
all
young
right,
woman.
but you was vibing with her. You thought you were gonna marry her before you found out her age, and then you found out her age. Would like, does that judge?
Here, you know what? Let me ask you a better question. Let's say you're a multimillionaire. You have $300,000. You test drive this Lamborghini. It's fantastic. Then they peel the sticker off and you figure out the odometer has 100,000 miles on it. Are you gonna? No. But this is how.
The same,
Okay, no. But would you purchase that vehicle for full price?
So you're saying it looks the
Please answer the
exact,
question.
it's the exact same except the label's
Please answer
not
the question.
same?
Would you purchase a vehicle for full price?
The
mileage?
The mileage
Yes.
on-
Would you purchase that Lamborghini for full price?
Yeah, word. I didn't know that, but still,
Would you purchase it? Answer the question, please.
no.
You would not. Why would you not purchase it?
Yeah, because you weren't aware of that, but still.
No. But even if you were aware, why are you going to pay full price for something that is been used?
Oh,
But
okay.
young girls could be ran through.
That's
And
true.
niggas still be
That's
like,
true.
that don't
But
matter.
hold on. But what's the chances are far less the younger she is that she's been ran through. And also you got to remember this too. Older women typically tend to come with more baggage. They tend to come with more experiences that are not favorable to you. And on top of that, they might have children. They may have come from another marriage, etc. They're not going to be as trainable and more as attractive to most guys. You can't argue this. Women are attracted to status. Men are attracted to youth and beauty.
What does
I have a
trainable
question.
mean?
This is biology. It's the truth.
What does trainable mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Fix you.
Right, yeah. Do what I
Because
say. You're going to do
Older
what I
women,
say.
older women tend to be stuck in their ways and they refuse to change. And as a guy, if you got your shit together, you want a woman that's more impressionable, that's going to follow your lead. Older women typically are stuck in their ways and don't want to change.
To add to that
That's
point,
the truth.
if you think about it,
Men want peace, not a headache.
many women have relationships, right? And there's this saying, you have 3 good relationships and then you're done. So for example, if you're older, you probably have multiple partners, and as a result, you're kind of jaded in a direction. It may not be always that way, but for the most part, if you have multiple partners, it's like, damn, you know what? Maybe all men are like this. So we're saying, for example, with the baggage, it may be accumulative, but like it does come with age. So that's all.
And here's the thing: women want guys that have experience and money and status, right? That takes time. So why is that it's okay for women to want older men, but it's not okay for men to want younger women? That's why Leonardo DiCaprio dates younger women.
Okay, so I have a question. So,
and guys, we're killing the stream on we killed the stream on Twitch and Twitter. Well,
they're
too late for
gone.
that.
They're gone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, you were saying.
okay, so why do guys think that they can run through multiple young females in their young days, and then when they get older, they're worthy of a wife?
Because when we
with
fuck a lot
less?
of girls, it gives you experience that takes you and makes you a better man in
But
future
women,
relationships.
but you've already hurt and damaged so many young women
Who said
before
hurt?
you.
Why hurt?
Because you guys lie. You lied to that woman, like you just said. You lied to a woman to get what you want, right?
You don't have to, but if like
Oh, but
like
you said you
then-
do though. The ones that you do lie to, you damaged and you hurt them, but then you turn 35 and think that you're worthy of an honest female with less than 20 on her
Right, but
body.
those experiences make you a better partner in the future relationship.
But do you not believe that karma is real?
And that girls are crazy and do voodoo and evil
You don't
magic
believe
that will
that
come
karma
back.
is real?
Like, where's love come into play?
No, answer my question. Karma. You don't believe in karma. You don't believe that
No, I
all those
don't believe
girls
in
you ran
karma.
through,
it's different
all
though.
those girls you hurt.
It's not lying to hurt. It's lying to protect your feelings because you can't handle. You don't want to
protect
hear.
your
A lot of
feelings.
times, like when you hear the
But
truth,
when we find out that you lied, all that is out the window.
yeah, regardless, you're going to be hurt. That's just your nature. So it's you protecting your feelings. And actually, a lot of times, girls don't want to hear the truth. A lot of times, I've heard girls say, "Wow, I wish you didn't tell me that. I wish that I didn't find out that you were cheating."
Wow,
I
really?
wish I
I've
lived in
never
the delusion.
said that.
I've never said
You
that.
attract the people
I mean,
who
that's
Never
you
true.
said
are.
that because that's a risk. Because I need to know if you're fucking somebody else.
Why?
Because there's STDs.
It's your business.
How do you know?
It's your business.
There's my pH balance that you're fucking off if you fucking another female raw.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, I need
so
to know. Why
I got
my
another
pussy
analogy
smelling
for
like
this.
this?
I have another analogy for this to explain your situation because you're like, why can you get old and have sex? Okay, we'll answer this with an analogy. Let's go into another dream world, ladies. Okay. We grow up together. We're neighbors. Okay. At 18 years old, right? You get $1 million. I get $1 million at 18 years old. You, however, you grew up poor. I grew up rich. I get an inheritance at 18. I get a couple million, actually. I get $3 million. You, on the other hand, you go to school. You start up 3 businesses. You make money. You become successful. All right? Everybody still with me here? Okay. Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay,
right. Pay attention. So anyway, yeah, because I see you just staring at the chat like we told you not to stare at the chat. So anyway, like I was saying, I was born, right, with an inheritance. I turn 18, I get $3 million. You had to bust your ass and start a business and or make that money, okay? 20 years passes by, 38 years old now. We meet each other at a high school reunion. I tell you, right, and you find out through Instagram that I've been spending my money like an idiot, doing cocaine, hookers in Vegas, living my best life, traveling the world. My money's pretty much gone. You, however, you start a business, you get a couple $1 million from working and busting your ass. We meet at the reunion, and I tell you, hey, invest in this crypto and invest in this this stock right here. I promise you're going to make money. And I tell you, give you a whole bunch of financial advice. Question for you. Are you going to take my financial advice seriously after you've seen me lose my wealth
No.
that I inherited? We'll start here with Miss Columbia. Yes or no?
Yes.
You'll take my financial advice seriously?
Yes.
Why?
Because I like intelligent persons and I like crypto. So
I lost
see
the
a
money, though,
good
investing in crypto.
opportunities. Yes, I invest in crypto too. So I see
think she
good
understands.
opportunities.
Yeah, I don't think she understands either. Okay, what about you? Would you
I would listen to your advice to a certain
would you take it
extent.
seriously?
Yes, because you've had the money already, so you might be able
I
to give
inherited
me
it
some.
though. See, this is
Okay,
what I'm
well,
saying.
you're right. You're right.
This is
You're
what
right.
I'm
You
saying
didn't
when I
work
say
for
pay
it.
attention,
You're right.
ladies.
You're
Pay
right.
attention.
You're right.
You're a
You didn't work
risk
for it, so
taker, though.
technically you might not know shit. But I'm still listen to what you got to say.
Okay, but are you gonna you'll listen to what I gotta say, but are you gonna take it seriously?
Nope, if it's some bullshit.
What about you?
I'll say I'll listen to what you have to say, but I wouldn't say I would take it seriously because you lost it all doing stupid things.
What about you?
I would do exactly the opposite of everything.
Fantastic.
There you go.
What about you?
I wouldn't
Someone's
take
living in
it.
reality.
I wouldn't take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't take like relationship advice from people that are not in successful relationships, so I wouldn't.
No, they're all
take
going to say
advice
no.
from someone.
It's the money. We're talking strictly
But
money.
still, like I just wouldn't take advice from someone that couldn't grow their. Like if you had money and you lost it, I wouldn't take advice from.
What
you.
about you?
Yeah.
No.
What about you? Would you wouldn't
I'd consider it, but
you wouldn't take it seriously?
No.
I mean, if you lost it all, then
Okay.
I'd consider it. But if you lost it all, then I'd just be aware of everything.
keep it
you did
simple.
everything you did wrong, I just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very simple. The real reason you guys wouldn't take it seriously is because I didn't earn it. I got it and I fucked it up, right? Same thing with men and women. You guys don't earn your value. We have to earn our value. Men are self-made millionaires. Women are trust fund babies. So you can't tell a self-made millionaire how to spend their money.
But they're self-made.
Let me explain. Because when a woman is born, she's born with value. At 21 years old, 18 years old, men go ahead and start giving her sexual attention just for her existing. Men have to create their value to get that same attention. So therefore, we don't play by the same set of rules. When it comes to relationships and dating, women are essentially trust fund babies. Men are self-made millionaires if they do the work. That's why there's so many so little self-made millionaires, aka attractive men to women. So to answer your question, the reason why guys can do that shit later on in life is because they're self-made millionaires versus you're a trust fund baby. You can't wait later on in life, piss all your money away and think you're going to be able to get the same treatment. It doesn't work that way.
Bumbleclot.
Do you get a lot of pussy? Serious
what does
question.
that have
No
to do?
offense at all. Wanted. I'm just curious because you make women feel so not special.
Because you are special.
Like everything
No,
you
you're
say.
special. You're unique.
That was like the first compliment
What's
you
your
said. So
star
I'm
sign?
just curious.
Well, I
Taurus.
didn't say that. Chris said that. He said you're not special actually, but
Because like if you don't, if I, personally, if somebody doesn't make me feel special, then I have like.
How
no
are you
interest.
special though?
Like it's not if I am special innately or not.
It's if you
special.
feel special.
It's I'm talking about the other person.
Well,
you
hold on,
know,
hold on.
like if I talk to you, I'd speak with you like with respect. I'd want to get to know you, and I'd be like,
Yo,
okay, like
We're on a podcast.
Yeah, we
Why
don't
does it
know
matter
you.
how he talks to you on a podcast? She's not trying to date you.
I'm not offended. I'm just it's a serious.
You're a little
question.
offended.
Well,
It's a
well,
serious
see
question. I'm
immediately.
not,
Here's
I
the thing.
promise you.
If I don't understand what me getting pussy has to do with a stating objective fact that women are born with value and men must create their value. What does that have to do with the conversation?
To me, it's giving he doesn't get a lot of pussy.
It's
Really?
giving.
It's
It sounds
giving.
biased. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
How's it biased?
Because like if you like were to respect women and like innately and like really see that they have value, then you would talk to them a little bit differently. I feel
What
like.
if I told you I'm just being direct and telling the truth, and you may not like the way the truth is conveyed, but it's still the truth? If I say the sky is blue, the sky is fucking blue,
Yeah.
it doesn't change the fact the sky is blue.
I'm not
Correct?
disagreeing
Hold
with
on.
you.
Better question. Catherine, does she get pussy?
He does.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Well,
you, man. Like,
I mean, we didn't have to do it. I mean,
He does have status. So.
This is a perfect example of why you can't tell women the truth.
Yes.
Because when you start speaking with facts, you see how she's reacting right
There
now.
you go,
Like,
yeah.
why don't
That's
you
true.
respect me? I don't feel
W
special.
fresh.
Like, it's not about feeling special. We're speaking facts right now. This guy's the most informational guy I've heard. personally, and like I've seen him evolve and like just strictly speak facts. And facts nowadays, because the world is living in so much delusion, hurts people's feelings.
That's true.
And you're supposed to cater and act like it matters and make you feel special when you're not. Like, I'm asking you, like, how are you special? You can't even give me a reason.
It's not about me.
I got a
I'm not
question.
talking about
Whoa.
me.
But you were the one that said it. Like,
You
you don't
brought
make
it
the
up.
women feel special. So please articulate
Tell
how
me
you're
how you're
special.
Well, it was